from the sun. So basically distant object we assume at infinite. We assume the distant object at infinite. Infinite means very large distance from us. So from the distant object, we will get parallel rays. Nearby object, okay, nearby object, from the nearby object, we get the diverging rays. So nearby object means this glass is a nearby object for me. So I will get the diverging rays from this nearby object. Okay. So distant object give you the parallel rays, nearby object will give you the diverging rays. Now power of accommodation. So our eye has the ability to focus on the distant object as well as on the nearby object. So this ability of the eye uh, is known as the power of accommodation. How the power of accommodation takes place? When someone is watching a distant object, suppose a star or a sun is watching, so from that you are getting a parallel rays, and that parallel rays are going into your eye, and and after passing through cornea and all that, uh, will pass from the eye lens. So basically in that case, the eye lens becomes thick and the power of the lens becomes reduced. Okay, so power of the lens reduced. Okay, and due to that we are able to focus. And when you are watching a nearby object, in that case the power of the eye lens, because from the nearby object you are getting the diverging rays, and diverging rays are entering into your eyes, and for that less power of the eye lens is required. So accordingly the size of the eye lens will change. So basically power of the lens is the ability of an eye to focus the distant objects as well as the nearby objects on the retina by changing the focal length. If focal length will be changed, then power of the lens will also be changed, because focal length is equal to power is equal to 1 upon focal length. Power is equal to 1 upon focal length. If focal length will change, then power will change. Of its length is called accommodation, or you can say power of accommodation. So now we will see what will happen when we are watching a distant object. Okay, so suppose this is the distant object and this is our eye. This is the eye and this is the distant object. So from the distant object, these are the parallel rays. These are the parallel rays, and this is the cornea. And through cornea, the light rays will enter through the eye, and this is the eye lens. So basically, in this case, what will happen? These are the ciliary muscles. Okay, these are the ligaments. Okay, these are the ciliary muscle. These are the ligament. I have told you that when light rays are parallel. Okay, so to converge these light rays, to converge means to form the image of these light rays on retina, less power of the eye lens is required. And for this, that less power, what will happen? Due to the action of the ciliary muscle, the lens becomes thin. The lens becomes thin, so focal length will increase. Here the focal length will increase, and if focal length will increase, then power will decrease. So in this way the image of the distant object is formed on the retina. Okay, here eye lens is thin, it has large focal length but small converging power. Okay, small converging power. So you can say that for converging of parallel rays, less power of the lens converging power is required. A small converging power is required for converging parallel rays. Okay, now what happens when we see the nearby object? Okay, what happens when we see the nearby object? Nearby object, this is also very simple. I have told you this is the nearby object, and I have told you from the nearby object the rays are the diverging rays. So see, this is the nearby object, this is giving the diverging rays, and these diverging rays are entering to the eye. through this cornea, and after that passing through this eye lens. Now to converge these diverging rays, more power of eye lens is required, more converging power is required, because already the rays are diverged and you want to converge those rays. So large converging power will be required, and for that large converging power, focal length of the lens will change by the action of the ciliary muscle. So by the action of the ciliary muscle, the focal length of the lens will get reduced. Okay, will get reduced, and if focal length will get reduced, then eye lens become thick, or you can say when eye lens become thick, then focal length will reduce. And if focal length will reduce, then what can you say about the power? Power is equal to 1 upon focal length. So focal length this time is reduced by the action of the ciliary muscles, so power will increase. Okay, so these are the ciliary muscles, ligaments. In this case, the ligament becomes loose. So you can see here the lens is thick and here the lens is thin. So lens is thick means the focal length is less. Focal length is less means converging power of the eye lens is more. So here eye lens is thick, it has short focal length but large converging power. Okay. So this is how our eye is able to focus on the nearby object. So note down this. I think you have completed this, Azaan, in the last class. I think we have completed this now in the last class. Hello, Azaan. Hello. Okay, so just note down this information. Note down this information. When completed, you can write in the chat box just small d. Okay. If you will write the small d, I will understand that you have completed. Okay. Completed. Okay. Okay, write down this also and draw this also. How the eye works when eye has to focus on an object which is distant. Yes. Okay. They are asking what happens to the image distance in the eye. What happens to the image distance in the eye when we increase the distance of an object from the eye? Can you give the answer of this question, Azaan? See, what happens to the image distance in the eye when we increase the distance of the object from the eye? Is your mic now okay?
Yes, sir. Now
Okay,
it's
so
working.
can you give the answer? Just
Okay, sir. Just a second.
okay, try it. See, in your you have a eye and you have eye lens like this. This is the eye lens, no? Eye lens. And somewhere here will be retina. This is retina on which this is retina. No matter where the
Sir,
object is. Hmm.
there will be no change, I think.
There will be no change because uh, this distance is the image distance, no? This distance is the image distance v. So this v will always remain same. No matter where is the object, the image distance will always be same. Okay, the image distance will always be same. So no need to write down this. We will now discuss what is far point, what is near point. Far point is far point, near point is near point. Far point of an eye is the farthest distance at which the object can be seen clearly. Okay, far point of human eye is basically infinity. So our eye is able to see till infinity. Sun is at infinity, so we can see the sun. Okay, near point is the nearest point up to which our eye can see the object clearly without any strain. Now see, this is the pen and I am just watching this pen. I am seeing this pen. Now here is the pen. Now it is clear. Tip of the pen I am uh, seeing. So now I am increasing the distance. Now there will be a time you can just do it by yourself. There will be a time when your eye is not able to see the object clearly when it will be very near to your eyes. Okay, and that distance is known as the near point of the eye. So the nearest point up to which, or you can say the nearest distance up to which, nearest distance up to which the eye can see the object clearly without any strain in eye is known as the near point. And for our normal eye means the eyes which do not have the defect. So near point for human eye is 25 centimeter. So for the normal eye, the near point is 25 centimeter. And for the normal eye, that far point is infinity. Okay, far point is infinity. So basically, we can see the object. A normal eye can see the object clearly from 25 centimeter. We are taking the distance from the eye. So this is suppose the 25 centimeter from my eye, and till this distance to the infinity, the normal eye can see. So basically, range. This is the range. Okay. So this is the range of the human eye. Okay, this is the range. The range of the vision of a normal human eye is from 25 centimeter to infinity. So far point and near point, remember what is this? Okay, just write down fast. Far point means up to which distance your eye can see the object clearly. Near point, up to which distance, up to which nearest distance your eye can see the objects clearly without any strain in the eye. Just write down fast.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Now, far point, near point, you know what is far point and what is the near point for the normal eye. And you know how the rays from the distant object, diverging rays from the distant object, parallel rays, nearby object, diverging rays. So keeping these points in mind, now we will discuss the defects in the human eye. So basically, we will here discuss three types of defects. Mainly, we will discuss two types of defects. Third defect I will discuss. First defect is known as the myopia. In myopia, what happens? The person is not able to see the distant object clearly. Okay, the person is not able to see the distant object clearly. And there is another defect, hypermetropia, in which the person is not able to see the nearby object clearly. Okay, and presbyopia I will discuss later. So basically, eye defects. And what are the eye defects? Defects in the eye due to which there is a problem in the vision, means the uh, object image of the object not seen clearly by the eye, or there will be some dysfunctioning in the working of the eye. Okay, there can be the several reasons for the defect. So one by one we will discuss defects in the eye. So basically, first defect is the myopia that I will discuss. Okay, defects of vision and their correction. So myopia is also known as short sightedness or near sightedness. So this is the defect of the vision in which a person cannot see the distant object clearly, though he or she can see nearby object clearly. Okay, can nearby object can he or she can see he or he or she can see nearby object. So nearby object can see clearly, but distant object cannot be seen clearly. Okay, so now this is the myopia. And remember one point in myopia, uh, basically, what is the far point for the normal human eye? What is the far point for the normal human eye, Azaan?
Infinity.
Very good. But in case of the myopia, na, far point, the person
25
suffering from
centimeter.
myopia, far point will be less than infinity.
Yes.
In this case, far point is less than infinity. That is why the person is not able to see the distant object. If the object is out of the range of the far point of the myopic person, then he or she will not able to see the object clearly. Okay. Now, what are the reasons of myopia? What are the reasons of myopia? So, reasons of myopia, basically, we define two reasons for which there is myopia. uh, Sometimes there is some problem in the eye lens, and due to that problem in the eye lens, the converging power of the eye lens become high. Okay, the converging power of the eye lens become high, or you can say or you can say due to some dysfunctioning of the ciliary muscles or ligaments, short focal length of the eye lens will be there. And due to that short focal length, what happens? Short focal length, the power increases, converging power increases, and due to this converging increase in the converging power from the normal value. Okay, so converging power increases, and what happens? So conversion of the light ray takes place in front of the retina. Okay, in front of the retina, that we will see it. Okay, so basically this is due to the short focal length of the eye. Okay, and sometimes the eye wall becomes too large. Okay, eye wall sometimes become too large. So this, due to this reason also, the image of the object forms in front of the retina, and that can be the another reason. Okay, so now we will see how these things are happening. Okay, so see here, this is the eye of a myopic person. This is a myopic eye. This is a myopic eye. This is the eye lens. So basically, what is happening here is suppose the object. This is the object, okay, and this object is distant object, okay. This object is the distant object, and this myopic eye want to see this distant object. So from the distant object, parallel rays will be there, and these parallel rays will enter through this eye lens. But this eye has the defect. Eye has the defect. Why this eye has the defect? Because of this eye lens. In the eye lens, what happens in myopia? In eye lens, the focal length becomes short. Okay, the focal length of the eye lens becomes short. So what will happen to the power? If the focal length will become short, the power of the eye lens become the large converging power. So due to the large converging power, these light rays from this object will converge, okay, in front of the retina. And for the proper vision, the image should be formed on retina. But now, where is the image? In front of the retina. So due to that, the person is not able to see the object clearly. This point you have to remember. Okay. Now, what will be the far point for the myopic eye? So now we will discuss the correction of the myopia, and we will use one very important point. This point we will use. So basically, this is the myopic eye, and this is the eye lens. So this up to this distance, the image will formed at retina. Means up to this distance, this eye can see the image clearly. Suppose this distance is D. Suppose this distance I am supposing as D distance. So D is the distance up to which the eye can see clearly. Distance up to which image will form on retina. So if the image will form on retina, then all will okay. Means the eye can see this object if the object will be here clearly. Okay. Suppose here is this object, and this object is placed at this point F. And what is this point F? Far point of the eye. Okay. This is the far point of the eye. So up to this far point, up to the distance D, the eye can see clearly, means the image is formed on the retina. So this is the point that will be used for the correction of the myopia. Now how we will correct the myopia? Okay, see here. Basically, this is the correction. Correction of myopia. So basically, this is the eye. This is the myopic eye. Okay, this is the myopic eye, and suppose this eye want to see the object here. This is the object. So this object is far object. So from the far object, the light will be parallel. Okay. So if light will be parallel, then in this case, if in case of the myopic eye, the image is formed in front of the retina. But what will we do? We place a concave lens. We place a concave lens in between the object and the eye. We place a concave lens in between the object and the eye. Like you can see these lenses. Okay, these are the lens. and suppose I want to see this object. So basically this is the lens in between the object and my eye. Okay, so basically this is the concave lens we have placed. Concave lens we have placed in between the object that I want to see and the myopic eye. So this concave lens, what will do? This concave lens will produce a virtual image of this object at the far point of the myopic eye. Okay. Now this is the image, virtual image formed at F. Virtual image formed at F by lens. Okay. So by lens, this image, this is basically the image at F. Now see here, if the object will be at F in case of myopia, then the image will form on retina and the eye can see the object clearly. Now see, basically this is the image of this object. This here will be the image at F. At F there will be the image eye. Okay, so eye is the image. Eye is the image of this object. Now this image will behave as an object for this concave lens, convex lens, convex eye lens. Okay, now this image will behave as an object for this eye lens, and so the image will be formed on the retina. Okay, so you can write here image at F, or you can write virtual image formed by the, or you can write just image at F will behave as object for the eye lens, for eye lens, and due to that the image will formed on retina. And what was our motive? We want that the image should be formed at retina, and due to that image of object will formed at retina. If the image is formed at retina, then you can see. So correction of the myopia, the concave lens is placed in front of the eye, forms a virtual image of the distant object at far point F. So now you can see how the image formation takes place. So these are the rays from the object that the eye want to see. These are the rays. Okay. So due to these rays, so concave lens is a converging lens. So this concave lens will converge these light rays, and this converging light rays, when you will produce in backward direction, will meet at the far point. Okay, will meet at the far point, and this far image here, the rays are meeting, so it means here will be the image. So this image will work as the object for the eye lens. Okay, and here due to that uh, the image will be formed at retina. Okay, Azaan, write down fast. Understood, Azaan? What is happening?
Yes, sir.
Beta, do you have any doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Write down. So Azaan, why were you absent in the last class, yesterday's class?
Sir, I was present, right?
No, in the last class, I think you were absent. In the last class, no?
No, no, sir. Yesterday I was present.
Acha, yesterday you were. Okay. We have we had a math class, na?
Yes,
Yesterday.
sir. Sir, can you scroll down?
Hmm. So after this, we have another defect known as hypermetropia. Then I think we will calculate the power in case of hypermetropia and myopia, and this chapter will be finished. After this, we will start the prism, and in one or two lecture, I will finish that chapter prism, the refraction by the prism. Because now we have a limited time and we have to complete the syllabus on time also. So please try to join all the respective classes. Aman, are you doing the practice of maths question from the NCERT?
Yes, sir.
Because if suppose I cannot solve all the questions of the exercise, all the questions of all the examples, because here we have a limited time. I can only guide you, but at that time, when you have a time, then you can solve it by yourself. Okay. And during that process, if you are facing some problem, if you are facing some doubt, then we will discuss that in the class. Directly you will get the question from the NCRT in your exam directly. Adan, can you tell me why, if the image is formed here, why the object is not seen by the human, by this eye? Can you tell me the reason? If the image is formed here in front of the retina, why the image is not visible clearly to this eye?
Uh,
Just apply your mind. I have told you na, when the image formed on retina have two light sensitive cells, rods and cones,
yes, sir.
and due
Yes,
to
sir.
that, this image is converted into the electrical signal, and those electrical signals are sent to the brain by the optic nerve. That is why we are able to see the object. And here the image is formed. Here is no rods and cones. That is why this
Yes, sir.
eye is not able to see the image. So right now.
Okay, sir.
So हर चीज का एक रीजन होता है. Azaan, from where you are?
Sir, UP.
Oh, from UP. Okay.
Sir, can you scroll down?
Yeah. So have you completed the diagram now?
Yes, sir.
If they will ask in the exam, like write the correction, what is the correction of the myopia? Explain. So basically, you have to draw the diagram properly and you will explain. Okay. If you will
Okay,
draw the
sir.
diagram, 70% marks is yours. Explanation you can give easily. Okay. So please join the class on time and join the class regularly from now, because we have now limited time. And when will be your final exam?
Sir, I think in February
February end, na?
end of
So we,
February.
but we have time. But then also, uh, if
Yes,
the
sir.
syllabus will be completed earlier, 1 month earlier, then it will be beneficial for you. You can revise properly. We can revise the syllabus properly.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So can you tell me why from this object at F the rays are diverging rays? Hmm?
Sir, can you say again?
I'm saying why from the object here, here is the object, na? Why from this object the rays are diverging? Diverging rays, na? Why? Because this is nearby object. Oh, not the nearby object. Can you tell me the answer?
1 minute, sir.
Okay, write down. No problem.
Okay, sir.
This is because this far point is not at the infinity. This far point is very less than the infinity. This is not the far point of the normal eye. This is a far point of the myopic eye. So that is why this will be considered as a near point. Okay. So this is the far point of this eye, myopic eye. But
Okay, sir.
for the normal eye, this will not be considered as a far point. If the far point will be at, if the object will be at infinity, then only the rays will be parallel. But here, this object is not at infinite. That is why the rays are
Okay,
diverging in nature. Okay.
okay, sir. Sir, can you scroll?
Yeah. Okay, Azan. So this thing, I think you should write in the next class because I am having a next class. Okay. So if you want, then you can take the screenshot and you can write on your copy after that. Screenshot you can take
Okay, sir.
and please write all the information on your copy. This information
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
taken.